Hi, Dan Clad here. I'm founder of OperationGreatness.com and also the author of the book Reignited America. And I'm very happy that you are here with me because we're doing something incredible together. Okay, so I have been running a group on school, which was called Triumphant Success Tribe. And this morning I saw very clearly, okay, this is an act of love. This is an expression of divinity. This is sacred. This is, to me, this is opening fully to the presence of God. And I heard very clearly this morning that the Triumphant Success Tribe, the correct name for it, this has shifted. The right name for it now is Escape the Matrix. So let me show you. Actually, what I wanted to do this video is because I want to make sure that you understand the difference because through operationgreatness.com/leader, that is where you will be leading your own Operation Greatness chapter and leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of your online friends as well as everyone in your local area. That's what your potential is. What you do with that potential, that depends on you. How much you are still choosing to limit the unlimited. I call that God myself. I don't know about you. You probably call it God too. Knowing you because you're a very high conscious person. You know what you are here to do on the planet. Or if you don't know what you're here specifically to do, you know that you just have that inner knowing that you are here for so much more that you don't maybe know what it is yet. And by the way, this is what it is, that there is so much more for you that you are meant to, quite honestly, be great. And that's not in an ego sense, that's in the sense of being the hollow flute, where by you opening fully to God, beautiful music is played through you receiving God. Actually, on this end, this is the front of it, receiving God and then extending God. You're just the empty vessel. The shakuhachi flute is the Japanese word for it. And you're opening fully to God, transforming the world through you. Because you, my friend, are God's instrument for miracles. So you know that there is something, a stronger purpose, a deeper reason for your being, and this is it. So at operationgreatness.com/leader, that's on the one hand, that's where you are leading your own Operation Greatness chapter. On the other hand, is our used to be the Triumphant Success Tribe, and now it's called Escape the Matrix. So they're two different things. They're both important. Most people who are joining us in Escape the Matrix are also leading their own Operation Greatness chapters. And because it's how you're able to be of greater service to more people. And that's why you are here. That's your life purpose. That is honoring your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. So they're two things, but let me show you. And you're going to operationgreatness.com/escape to become part of Escape the Matrix. So I'm going to jump in here and do the share screen and show you what that is, what that will give you, because you know that things, let's just say, this has all become a complete manipulation. You're awake to that to some extent, I trust, because you're an intelligent person and you know how to think critically and you see, like, okay, everybody is supposed to get the thing. Like since March of 2020 is when it came to America very strongly, and then all of a sudden we're still masking and this whole thing, and we're under lockdown and it's extreme tyranny everywhere, and you have to have this card that shows I am complying with the totalitarian takeover attempt. And everyone is programmed to be afraid. This is the matrix just exerting itself. That's all it is. And yet, for you, your purpose is to retain your center, to stay in your power, to not be manipulated. Like all of a sudden, we're over here, the pendulum just swings heavily over here. And you know what I'm talking about with all this stuff. And then, then it's all of a sudden, trust the science. And then it's all of a sudden like, no, Biden is sharp as a tack. We assure you. And everybody is fed the same script and they're all on board. No, he's sharp as a tack. And they're reading the same lines. And then all of a sudden well, the other side, it flips over to President Trump is our hero. We need him to save the day like a white horse riding in on his white horse. And then all of a sudden, evil, the globalists, the Satanists, the pedophiles, the all of these, bioterrorists, Bill Gates and Soros, and all of these communist, globalist, evil forces, factions, parts of life, then they're going to just, drop their weapons and run away into the hills, never to be seen again. It's Fraud 1.0, the attempted totalitarian takeover, the manipulation. And anyway, you're here to retain your center. You're here to escape the matrix. So I wanted to just share with you some of the things that we're doing together. I mean, these are just like the posts that you see when you go to operationgreatness.com/escape. Leader is the to lead your own chapter, and escape, operationgreatness.com/escape is for the escape the matrix. And so, like, which one of these posts do you think would be most important for you to see? What is your triumphant success that you're creating? Because this is about empowerment. We're all here to serve and support each other. We're coming back into community. And I'm going to invite you to lead your community back to being a strong community. Because we need people like you who know what's happening and are willing to do what is required for all of us to get back to fulfilling and living our divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. Our life purpose is why we are here on the planet. And we were disconnected from that. We were disconnected from our power. We were disconnected from each other. We were disconnected from God. All of this is manipulation. It's by design. And it's up to every one of us to say, no, not only no, but hell no. I am sovereign. I am free. This is my prosperity. This is my duty, because I'm just the caretaker for planet Earth, for our children. And I have to, this is my prime cause, my purpose is to make sure that my children live in a world more free, more abundant, more loving, more united, more connected than the world that I inherited from my parents. This is imperative for every one of us to do. So do this yourself at operationgreatness.com/escape to become part of Escape the Matrix. But so anyway, this post is what you'll see right now. It might be different when you get here. Join us now at operationgreatness.com/escape, because this is the work required of every one of us. You know that, you feel it. I have to be here because this is important. This is vital for me to do myself. So blow up the outside world. I think that will be very interesting for you to see. Stop gratitude time. I love this as a way to do every day to live your life. And I'm going to give you the 7-day gratitude challenge, by the way, shortly after you join. Or, well, in a few days when I create that, I'll talk about that shortly. What's your example of seeing the best in our human family? See, it's about inspiration. It's about not giving your power and seeing the matrix and its influence, like its tentacles all around you, and just rejecting it. Say, it's like you have your sword and you're like the sword of Archangel Michael, and you're just removing, severing all of these enemies that are trying to pull you back into the matrix. Because my core message is you are free, you are sovereign, and all of this stuff was just a manipulation of your consciousness So you're taking your consciousness back and you're aware, you're seeing things in a different way from a different level. These are the eyes that all of us need to use now to get out of the matrix, to be free and sovereign and abundant and loving and giving. And we're coming from abundance here. This is what I really want you to hear in this message here. By becoming part of our Escape the Matrix family, our community, where we're all coming together and we are leading, we're being that inspired leader in everyone we know, everyone connected with us. We're serving people because you are here to be of greater service to more people. So that's what I want you to fundamentally recognize. This is your duty. This is honor. It's returning to how we are all meant to live our lives. We're saying no, we're rejecting the matrix, the transhumanist agenda, the 2030 agenda from the World Economic Forum. It's all pure evil. It's part of the attempted totalitarian takeover. And it's still in our midst. We have to all break free from it together. And we have to think of this as, okay, this is how I used to describe this. Actually, remember, it was April 15th, 2003, and I was interviewing Joe Vitale, and I felt, and he loved our interview so much that he actually used that interview. He had his book, Spiritual Marketing, and he called the interview that I did with him, he called that advanced spiritual marketing. That was quite an honor. And also, he invited me to write a chapter. He saw something that I wrote. Maybe I read part of it when I was interviewing him. He liked my top 10 limiting beliefs and how to change them. I think it was an article that I had written or a report that I had written. He asked me for permission to use that article or that report as a chapter in his book. What was his book called? It was called The Human Manual or something like that. It was kind of like the premise was, yeah, we never got a manual on the rules of being human. So he wrote that himself, and he included my chapter, my book, my report on the top 10 limiting money beliefs and how to change them or transform them in his book. I thought that was a great honor. Anyway, and actually we gotta do that too as one of our courses in Escape the Matrix, because this is so huge. Anyway, what I was getting at with Joe Vitale was I felt like I had been living in what I call the muckety muck. If you think of like a swamp or a marsh, and you were living your whole life below water, below sea level in the murky, well, this is what scarcity, fear, lack consciousness is, right? And I felt like Joe Vitale reached down from above and he pulled me out of scarcity, fear, lack consciousness. So he lent the hand to me and pulled me out. And I would invite you to see our Escape the Matrix community as being that hand out, that hand to pull you out of the scarcity, fear, lack consciousness, or to pull you out of what I call the matrix of fear and limitation, the real matrix. This is that for you. And then you are that for every one of your online friends. We'll talk about that in a moment, I think. Anyway, let me just show you quickly what's in here more. So how real is the world to you? That's a really interesting eye opener there. If you had a remote control and could turn off the simulation, would you push that button? That's a deep philosophical contemplation, really important in there. Applying the journey of 1,000 miles begins by taking the first step. What does that even mean, that the world is a simulation? Okay, I mean, you get the idea. There's a lot of stuff here right away for you, but let me show you the courses that we have in here, and then I'm going to tell you about what's coming. This is, okay, so keep in mind, it was just this morning that God gave me the right title, Escape the Matrix, and this is what we have so far with the Triumphant Success Tribe. The former name And you see, I changed the name, but I'm going to change the graphics on here, and I'm going to give you a lot more courses. But let me just walk you through a few of these. Like, I recommend first you really do. Okay, so we're getting a new lesson every day in our Ultimate Life $120,000 success coaching. I want you to imagine or see yourself as having invested $120,000 of your hard earned money into this coaching program, where each day we're getting a new installment, a new lesson. Like if you think of each lesson as being worth $12,000 as part of the $120,000 coaching program, that's how much you will get out of it, expecting that law of 10-fold return or law of 100-fold return or law of 1,000 or 10,000 or 1 million. In other words, this is at that level of transformation. This is how you are escaping the matrix and creating financial freedom for yourself and everyone around you. This is how you are living abundantly outside the grasp of the tentacles of the matrix or of scarcity, fear, lack consciousness. So I want you to focus on this every day to do that day's lesson and think of it as your $12,000, that day's lesson as your $12,000 prosperity invocation. It is that strong, so I want you to treat it that way. And then I recommend, so do this lesson for today when you go and join us in our Escape the Matrix community. Do today's lesson in the $120,000 Ultimate Life Success Coaching Program, and then unlock the Master Key in Think and Grow Rich. I don't know if you are aware that I've taught Think and Grow Rich at the master's level since back in 2003. And I don't know if you know Think and Grow Rich. If not, then we'll read it together. We'll go through it together because it's credited with having created more wealth than anything in history, including more than 1 million millionaires. And like I mentioned, the difference between our Escape the Matrix community and the Operation Greatness Chapter Leader Private Wealth Alliance. Escape the Matrix is at operationgreatness.com/escape. And the Private Wealth Alliance for chapter leaders is at operationgreatness.com/leader. In that program, you're getting my Think and Grow Rich workshop, which it does cost $997 by itself. Maybe I'll put that up for sale in the Escape the Matrix community for $997. It's a 3-week program. It's a workshop over 3 weeks that I gave, and each class is 90 minutes, maybe a little more. Let's say 92 minutes, but I think the first two are like 92, 94 minutes, but then the next one went 97 minutes or something. The last one we went a little over. And the first class, which if you're one of our chapter leaders, you're getting that right away. We're doing the full workshop, which does cost $997. We're doing the full workshop in our first month. And the first class is honestly well worth paying $10,000 just for that first class. The second class, my goal was to make that worth paying $100,000, and I succeeded in that. And the third class, my goal, my intention, my aspiration was to make that third class well worth investing $1 million. And I share this with you because this is the power of intention, because you are the expression of the infinite unlimited. I call that God. You are the expression of that in the world. In other words, it is through you that God is blessing the world. It's like you becoming that hollow flute again, opening up and allowing God to work through you and then through you out into the world. Because how does God bless the world other than through you? By blessing your life first and then extending that out into the world. This is why you are here. Your work is opening fully to God. Your purpose is, did I say that right? Yeah. Your work is opening fully to God, and your purpose is extending God into the world, which means extending love. And what does that mean in a practical way? It means being of greater service to more people. We're all here to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate everyone we can. So you transforming the lives of every one of your online friends. That's why you are here. That's your community. And then also in your local area, leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating LITL, doing a little more today and being of greater service. That's why you are here as well. So anyway, so unlock the master key to Think and Grow Rich is the next thing that I want you to do. And to take notes on all of this and then to share your insights, and then we'll talk further about them. And oh yeah, the reason I mentioned in the chapter Leader Private Wealth Alliance, where we're doing the Think and Grow Rich workshop over the next 3 weeks, this is what I wanted to share with you about the inner knowing that you have about how unlimited you are. The morning of, okay, I was teaching the first class. I remember very clearly. It was at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I awoke. I think it was like about 1:15 or 1:20 a.m., 1:30. I don't know, whatever time it was in the morning, and I just had this very clear vision that my Think and Grow Rich workshop, that thousands of people were becoming billionaires as a result of hearing this workshop and taking it to heart and living it in their daily lives. Thousands of people were becoming billionaires as a result of really hearing this. So, yes, we're escaping the matrix, and yet what that really means is coming out of scarcity, fear, lack, and no longer limiting the unlimited, no longer being a block in God working through you to bless the world. You're removing all obstructions, blocking God, keeping God out of your life and keeping you living in fear, doubt, worry, scarcity, lack, limitation. No, all of that is false. All of that is just the matrix. All of that is illusion. And we're transcending that now. And you are leading all of your online friends in transcending that in their lives. That's how important you are. That is how much you truly matter. So anyway, so that's the next thing that I want you to do. And then our daily focus, this is something that you'll want to see every day. Go back to here, and there's a new one each day that we're going to give as our theme for the day. And then these, oh, I love this, the Focus Wealth Wisdom Quick Hits. You're going to want to do that also every day, because these are videos that will just remind you of how you are infinitely powerful, and there's no limit to how much good you are contributing into the world. And then our weekly, oh, these are going to be so fun. Our weekly success calls, and you can ask me any questions you want. We'll do coaching, and it's just to keep you, everything is to keep you in the right consciousness, because where you give your attention, you are giving your power, and that's how you are creating your life and how we are creating our world. That means everything. Your attention is sacred because you are sacred. Your power is sacred. And this is where, because you were allowing the matrix to determine what you were giving your attention. I mean, like I said, like everybody followed the narrative. It's like we're complying like sheep, and we're 6 feet apart, and we're not crossing that line. And we all have other than the thinkers, the intelligent among us, the critical thinkers, the leaders who are saying, this is wrong, this is totally illogical, it doesn't make any sense. And it's trust the science. In other words, don't question our manipulation, our propaganda, our fraud, our attempted totalitarian takeover. Anyway, I mean, this is all about coming centered in your power again. So, and we're going to create this, but let me just, I think these are the 6 that I have now in there. But then let me just give you a rundown of what I just, I took a nap and I was like just coming into my center. And anyway, all this came to me like, so this is what we're going to be creating. The truth about social media, that's going to be really interesting. Is AI really to help you or is it to further enslave you? I'm just going to put these things out there and you can do what you want with them. But they're going to be very important for you to consider, to ask yourself. Like yesterday, I met a woman for coffee. Well, we both had chai and we talked for 3 hours on this. And she wants to use AI for like as her accountant and as her marketer and as her writer. For she's an artist and she's opening up an art studio. And what I asked her, she asked me like, is it really selling my soul to the devil? I mean, she didn't really say it that way, but that's kind of what she was asking. And I was kind of like, well, think of it this way. If Satan is offering a child candy, here, little boy, little girl, come here and get some candy. And then the child, gets the candy. Is that what AI is? Is that's how it's like? And then come into my car. I have some more candy for you. And I mean, anyway, you're gonna want to hear that conversation. Is AI really to help you or is it to further enslave you? Why are we still social distancing and avoiding human connection? These are just very important topics that I'm going to do videos on these things as part of escaping the matrix. So you're going to want to make sure that you're part of all this. When was the last time you met a new human in real life instead of virtually? See how important all of this is for you as you are escaping the matrix, thinking differently, becoming sovereign and free, which is your destiny. And there's no other way for you to live than that. Do you think there was anything random about the destruction of the human family? Oh, this is great. E equals mc squared. We're talking about this in the new way where c is not the speed of light squared, it's consciousness. That's going to be so huge for opening you and helping you come out of scarcity, fear, lack, consciousness, and mentality. What if time were malleable and you can break free from that also? So these are new courses that I'm creating in here. The 7-day dopamine detox. I want you to begin doing that today, but I haven't created it yet, so it might take a few days before I give you that. After you joined us at operationgreatness.com/escape. The Law of Success. I really like this. This is a short book that I found, or it found me, let's put it that way. And we're going to go through that and it's going to be really cool. 2000, oh, this is fun. The $2,000 per hour coaching co-op. Okay, so what this is, I want you to get a visual on this, all right? So instead of paying a coach like me, well, I charge $5,000 an hour of my time. But let's say that, like think in terms of $2,000, like instead of you paying $2,000 for one coaching session with a pretty strong coach, what if all of us high-end coaches, we gave you the best of what we know in one session and it was like 20 to 30 minutes long and all of us in the coaching co-op shared each of our sessions with every one of us. So this was something that I sold for $100 because it was a great deal. My vision was that we were getting 20 coaches, each who would normally charge $2,000 and per session with like an intro session with you. And so like 20 people going in on the $2,000 coaching, but dividing 20 into $2,000 is $100 each. And all of us contributing our best for that. So, but I want to give you that right now, what I have so far in that. And that's my contribution to the coaching co-op. And then maybe you, if you're at that level yourself, you will contribute your coaching session. You're giving your best, and we're going to all be of service to each other because ultimately what Escaping the Matrix is about is all of us coming from abundance, giving generously and giving to serve, not to get anything back. It's not a transaction. It's not conditional. No, it's unconditional because we are all here to extend God, extend love, be of greater service to each other. And so that's what we're doing together in our Escape the Matrix community. So that's the coaching co-op, which I really love. So think of that as each of us contributing our best session is like you would be paying $2,000 or $5,000 for just that one session. So that's beyond measure, the value of that. And then our high-end marketing co-op, I did the same thing with marketers. And I think I made like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 segments to that. It's like its own coaching program on how to market yourself being in abundance and helping everyone else come out of the matrix of fear and limitation, the real matrix. So you're going to want to do that as well. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, 10 premises course. Oh, this is really interesting. So I wrote, this came to me one time. I basically like have a year's worth of material where we could do this every day and more. And I was charging, oh, what was that, $25.97, I think, $2,597, or no, $24.97, I guess, for a year-long coaching program. And yet pieces of that, like the 10 premises course, I want to give you as part of our Escape the Matrix community. So this is like a series of 10 or 11 or 12 videos on one premise per video, and then I think we have like an intro and then like kind of wrap it up, the summary. So maybe it's 13 videos, I think 13 lessons, but like one premise might be that you are infinite and unlimited. That's a premise that I know to be true of you. So then we would look at that premise, and I don't remember what the 10 are because I did this, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years ago or something. But anyway, it's really strong material, some of my best work. And we're also going to do the context of your life. That's really interesting because context is everything. Like if you have the context that we are all connected in collective consciousness, which I know to be true, like you're a consciousness keeper, and that if you're a chapter leader, you're also a consciousness keeper. And every day, actually every hour, if you want, we're coming together as consciousness keepers, and we're coming together as a mastermind. And you can access the power of all of us and collective consciousness. And anyway, that's the context of your life. That's just one example of the context of your life. You know that we're all interconnected, and we just lost sight of that consciously. But now, you escaping the matrix, you're leading others in recognizing that we are all connected. And because it was all false to disconnect us, that never worked. It always fails because we are connected. We're together, and we're living this way now. So that's part of the context of your life. And the last thing that I wrote down just in this quick little, hey, we have to do this and include this and include this, is the Infinite Wealth Challenge. This is so brilliant. This was part of that $2,497 coaching program that I mentioned that is honestly worth like that much every month, $2,500 a month, but it was over a full year for that price. And the Infinite Wealth Challenge, I think it's 7 days as the challenge. Maybe there's an intro and a last day. I don't remember exactly, but let's say, I don't know if it was 5 days or 7 days, but it's really strong about you recognizing the infinite wealth all around you. So we're just taking some of these things. I mean, a lot of this I haven't created yet, but I'm going to over the next few days, and other things I have created, and we're just going to integrate them into our Escape the Matrix. Let's go back to here now. Our Escape the Matrix community. And I just wanted to give you, I'm so excited about having you joining us. So I wanted to share with you what's inside. And then we're going to add all these other courses here. And this is going to be so rich to have you escaping the matrix yourself and then leading everyone connected with you. So let's talk a little bit about that too. because when you go to, where is that now? Okay, when you go to the about, this is what you'll see when you go to operationgreatness.com/escape. You'll go to this page and you'll join us here. Then this is like, I know I'm on the inside here, so this is like it's linked to me, but you'll see the thing where you can join us. It's just $59 a month right now. And I don't know how many people, if I'm going to allow 20 people in, and then we're going to increase it to 77 and then 97 after the next 10, or, I don't know. It's really a $197 per month program, just like the chapter leader Operation Greatness Private Wealth Alliance, that does cost $197 a month. And that one, when each of your online friends using the post that I'm giving you, when each of your online friends are joining that, you, through your link, your chapter link, you're getting half of that. So you're making $98.50 for each person each month. And it just takes two people for that to be free for you. That's from the chapter leader, Operation Greatness Private Wealth Alliance at operationgreatness.com/leader. Two people and yours is free. With our Escape the Matrix community, school recommended that I have only 40% commission instead of 50%. So I trusted, they said that was most effective. So I went with that. So that means that you're paying $59 a month. And then I think when you go to settings after you're joined, then I think right here is a link for you to say share or something like that. And that's when it's linked to you. You get your link. And then by sharing that link, then you're getting 40%. So whatever that is, like $59 a month per person times 40% of that. Well, 50% would be like what? 29, 28.50 or whatever it is, 29.50, I guess, a month you would be getting per person, half of $59. So it's a little, whatever, $27 or whatever it is. I don't know, $26 per person. So it just takes like two and a half people. So let's call it three to get back your money and then to make money from that. And, it's still free just by getting your three people and then you're making money from it. But if you get 30 people or 100 people, let's say I don't know what it is, whatever, if it's 20, I don't know, $26, let's just say. But if you get 100 people, then that's $2,600 a month, if that's the right math. And, that's probably more than a mortgage is for most people, maybe their mortgage and car payment. Anyway, you're here to be of greater service. You're here to contribute meaningfully by helping everyone out of the matrix, helping them escape just as you're doing. So my point is that, like, everyone connected with you on all your social media, you have the power to transform their lives. You are here. This is your higher purpose. You are here to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate them. So we're doing this together through Escape the Matrix and or by you leading your own Operation Greatness chapter. Lead your chapter at operationgreatness.com/leader and become part of Escape the Matrix, our community, which has so much on its own and is well worth joining by itself. That's at operationgreatness.com/escape. So I hope that clears it up and you have your purpose. You know that there's so much more for you. And this is the time because you acknowledge, right, that you were limiting yourself so much and that there was that pull because there was so much more for you. You are here to make a difference. You know that you are here to contribute meaningfully in some way. This is that way. So join us right here at operationgreatness.com/escape and or leading your chapter at operationgreatness.com/leader. I will enjoy getting to know you in our community, both, I hope, and at least the Escape the Matrix community, because this is so fresh and exciting. And I'm just so excited to have received that final guidance that this is called Escape the Matrix and not Triumphant Success Tribe. And we're going to do so much great together. And this is going to be so fun and so exciting. And I'm really looking forward to welcoming you personally into our new Escape the Matrix community. This is through operationgreatness.com/escape. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is also the higher purpose of social media, and it's why we're connected, because you are here to make a big difference to a lot of people. You're here to transform your life and to be that inspired visionary leader of everyone you are blessed to serve. Thank you very much. I've had fun bringing you this, and I hope you enjoyed this too. So let's do it now. Let's work together. Let's start making it happen. I love you. I believe in you. I know you're meant to do great things. So go out there and do me proud. Thank you.